what about being relatives on the road? Like this is kind of, you talked about having Ernie drop you, you know, in one of the games. What was it like for you guys on the road traveling together? Because you're like everybody's a family anyways traveling home, but you literally are family. So what was it like for you guys on the road traveling together in, I guess, in a single car? Was it a single car you traveled together?
Yes, at times. We traveled by train to some of the Briars, and we flew. And same with overseas, we flew. We got along very well. We knew that we had a job to do, and that we're all had the same mission to win. Now, if we lost, we lost, but that wasn't what we had in mind. We went with the feeling that we could win, and we'd give it our best. And we got along tremendous. Arnold and I bunked together in the one room, and Sam and Wes were in the other room. Arnold and I slept all night before games. Sam and Wes, they looked at each other half the time and didn't get a lot of sleep, but they come out to play in the next morning. But Sam will tell you the same story. I'm not telling anything that's not been told before.
So you guys were the party guys on the road.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's not what I meant.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at it a different way.
This was a very... Curl as soon as they went to bed, they wanted to get on the ice.
Oh, I thought maybe they were
Arlen
the guys
and I wanted to have
a
little rest before we played.
This was a very serious team. We had a rule.
What was the rule?
1 beer at night before you went to bed. One time I made a double takeout, and Ernie looked up at me and said, "Sam, that's a great shot. Tonight you can have 2 beer." Serious. People don't realize that. Another thing, we were in as good a condition as any team out here, and they all look good, by the way.
And what happened after you won the competitions? Did you have a chance to have maybe 2 beers?
Well, when we won...
A lot of beers.
When we won in Quebec, we no doubt had a party. We got up the next morning and flew to Scotland. Like I said, it was on a plane with propellers on it.
Yep.
When we flew out to the ocean to get to Newfoundland from Quebec, we were looking down at the highway and the cars were passing us, so I knew it'd be a long trip.
12 hours, by the way.
Oh, wow.
But we had 2 rules, like we had the bonspiel rules where we bonspieled, and we had the rules where we're serious and cars and provincial and Briars and World where we're strictly business.
Excellent. Okay, what we're going to do now, this is the fun part about Up Close and Personal, guys, is that we are now going to open it up to the audience. So they get to ask you questions that they have on their mind regarding yourself, Ron, and the rest of the Richardson clan. And what we're going to do here, folks, is that I actually have a shirt that I'm going to give away to anybody who asks the question of either Ron Northcott or any one of the Richardsons out there. And all you got to do is simply put your hand in the air, and I'll be very happy to come on over. And if you're lucky, you might actually be able to get them signed by the Richardson clan afterwards. So there you go. So, okay, right down in front. First of all, you got to stand up there, darling. Stand yourself up. How you doing? What's your name?
Sharon.
Where you from?
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. Okay. We're going to start talking about planes over top of Newfoundland in a moment. And what do you do in Newfoundland?
I'm retired.
Okay, what did you do before retirement?
I was an investigation clerk with HRDC.
Really? Maybe I'm not going to stand that close to you. Okay, just in case I'm going to be filed. Okay, what's your question for the guys?
I have a 2-part question. I want to know, are you pleased that the sport is now a curling, an Olympic sport? And what do you think of the road to the trials for Canada?
Go ahead, Ernie.
First of all, first question, are you glad it's an Olympic sport? Are you glad to see
Absolutely.
it go that far?
Absolutely. It's tremendous that it's an Olympic sport. I think that has helped the game, and it's got more countries involved. Every year, there's more countries want to take part in curling, and I think that's wonderful, because the more people that take up curling, the better the world will be.
Sounds like a mandate. Really?
You know, when you look at CNN and you see them, this is Sports Channel, by the way, in case you don't know, and they're broadcasting the game of poker or something like that, which is supposed to be a sport. I think we could qualify a little bit higher than that.
Well, you know, the viewership, we talk about viewership of curling, it is literally, in the last couple of years, it's literally gone through the roof. I mean, with TSN's broadcasts across the country and bringing it to the forefront, miking the talk about miking the players. Would you guys would have liked to have been mic'd back then when you were playing the game, like all the players are now? No. Okay. Well, let's just say no.
No, our communication was with the broom, okay? And Ernie had all the answers. So whatever he did with the broom, we tried to pay attention. There were times when he threatened Sam to use it over his head, but generally speaking, we just. I don't think we're quite as vociferous as some of these skips out here today, but I think we kind of had our own little way of knowing whether we should sweep or whether we shouldn't sweep or whatever. Yeah.
Do you like that the skips now and some of the players on the teams are actually mic'd so you can actually hear what's going on ice level as a spectator of the game?
I'm not sure if I'd like that or not, actually.
Okay.
I'd have to try it first before I would make an honest comment.